Life After Google. The Fall of Big Data and the Rise of the Blockchain Economy by George Gilder is a thought-provoking book exploring the limitations of the current technology paradigm dominated by Google and how blockchain technology is poised to disrupt it. Gilder, a technology futurist and economist, critiques the Google model, arguing that it's unsustainable, insecure, and overly centralized. He envisions a future where blockchain technology will decentralize the internet, offering users more privacy, security, and autonomy. Here's a detailed summary of Gilder's key arguments and ideas in the book. The Google model and its flaws. Gilder describes the Google model as a data-driven approach that relies on centralization, where massive amounts of user data are stored in centralized servers controlled by companies like Google. This model offers free services to users in exchange for their data, which is then monetized through advertising. Gilder argues that this system, while profitable for companies, is fundamentally flawed because it creates a lack of privacy, security issues, and vulnerability to cyber attacks. He claims that users sacrifice control and autonomy by participating in this system, essentially becoming products whose data fuels Google's ad-driven business. The illusion of free services. One of Gilder's criticisms of the Google model is its reliance on free services, which he sees as a deceptive trade-off. He argues that while users do not pay directly for Google's products, they pay with their data, which Google monetizes through targeted advertising. Gilder suggests that this economic model is unsustainable because it overlooks the value of user privacy and control over personal information. He believes that users will increasingly seek alternative models that respect their privacy and give them ownership over their data. The fallacy of artificial intelligence, AI supremacy. Gilder challenges Google's vision of a future dominated by artificial intelligence, where AI-driven systems would optimize nearly every aspect of human life. He argues that the faith in AI's power to solve everything is misplaced, and he criticizes the idea that intelligence can be fully replicated in machines. According to Gilder, AI can only operate within the limits of the data it's given and cannot replace human creativity, free will, or intuition. He views AI as a tool rather than a solution to all problems, and he predicts that its role will be limited in the future. The end of big data. Gilder believes that the era of big data centralization is reaching its end. With the massive amounts of personal data being held by a few companies, the risk of data breaches, cyber attacks, and privacy violations has increased. He contends that this model is unsustainable and will eventually be replaced by a decentralized system where individuals control their own data. Gilder's vision is of a world where personal data is no longer concentrated in the hands of a few corporations, but is distributed, secure, and controlled by the individuals who generate it. The rise of the blockchain economy. Gilder sees blockchain technology as the solution to the flaws of the Google model. He explains how blockchain's decentralized ledger system allows for secure and transparent transactions without a central authority. By distributing control and ownership of data, blockchain offers a more democratic model for the internet, where individuals can retain privacy and autonomy. Blockchain, he argues, can replace Google's centralized data model with a decentralized economy where trust is built into the system through cryptographic protocols rather than relying on intermediaries. Cryptocurrencies and digital ownership. Gilder highlights cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin, as an example of how blockchain technology can disrupt traditional financial systems and the Google model. Cryptocurrencies enable people to own and exchange value independently of centralized institutions like banks or corporations. He argues that this concept of digital ownership will extend beyond currency to encompass a wide range of assets, including personal data, intellectual property, and digital identity. Cryptocurrencies, in Gilder's view, are just the beginning of a larger shift towards a decentralized digital economy. The Decentralized Internet and Web 3.0. Gilder introduces the concept of Web 3.0, a new phase of the Internet where decentralization will empower users to control their data and identity. Unlike Web 2.0, dominated by large corporations like Google and Facebook, Web 3.0 will be built on decentralized technologies like blockchain, allowing users to connect and share information directly without intermediaries. Gilder envisions an internet that is more secure, where users are not the product but active participants who have ownership and control over their digital lives. The role of the Cryptocosm. Gilder uses the term Cryptocosm to describe the emerging ecosystem of blockchain-based applications, decentralized platforms, and cryptocurrencies. This ecosystem challenges the current internet model by offering secure, transparent, and private solutions that do not rely on centralized control. In the Cryptocosm, users can transact, communicate, and share data without intermediaries, reducing the risks associated with centralized data storage and the lack of user control. Gilder believes the Cryptocosm will eventually replace the Google model and redefine the digital economy. Implications for privacy and security. Privacy and security are major themes in Gilder's critique of Google and his support for blockchain. He argues that the centralized control of data has made individuals vulnerable to surveillance, manipulation, and cyber attacks. Blockchain technology, on the other hand, offers an inherently secure system where data cannot be altered without consensus, and individuals can protect their identity and information. Gilder believes that the decentralized nature of blockchain will allow for greater privacy and protection, offering users a more secure way to engage with the internet. The power of individual sovereignty, a key principle in life. After Google is the concept of individual sovereignty. Gilder believes that the future digital economy should empower individuals, allowing them to own their data, identity, and digital assets. He argues that blockchain enables true individual sovereignty, as people no longer need to rely on centralized authorities to validate or manage their assets and information. This shift, according to Gilder, will create a more equitable internet that respects individual rights and freedom. Economic and political implications. Gilder also discusses the broader economic and political implications of a blockchain-based society. He predicts that decentralization will reduce the influence of major tech companies and governments, redistributing power back to individuals and small communities. This shift could transform financial systems, reduce dependency on monopolistic companies, and create a more balanced economy where wealth and influence are not concentrated in the hands of a few. Core themes of life after Google. Critique of centralization. Gilder argues that the centralized, data-driven model dominated by companies like Google is unsustainable and poses privacy and security risks. The promise of blockchain technology, with its decentralized structure, offers a secure and democratic alternative to the Google model. Digital ownership and sovereignty. Individuals should have control over their own data and identity, a vision made possible through blockchain. Limitations of AI. Gilder believes that AI will never fully replicate human intelligence and should be viewed as a tool rather than a solution to complex problems. Web 3.0 and the decentralized internet. Gilder envisions a new era of the internet where users have greater control, privacy, and autonomy.